Hi, this is Stephanie Lotvin of Tellybean Knits, and today I'm going to show you how to cast on the Garter tab cast on. This is one of my favorite cast ons whenever I'm starting my shawl shaped cowls. It's also a great cast on for any triangular shaped shawl whenever you're getting one of those started. So to begin, let's cast on 3 stitches in any method that you like. I prefer to do a slip stitch and then work a long tail cast on, but if your preferred method is a Norwegian cast on, or perhaps you like to knit on your stitches, all of those methods are just fine. And the trick is you just need to have 3 stitches on your needle. Once you have your 3 stitches on your needle, let's get ready to knit. So your working yarn should be in the back and you should be ready to knit your first row. In my pattern is going to ask me to work 10 rows to create my garter tab, but your pattern may ask you to work 6 rows or 8 rows. Just look at your pattern and decide how many rows you need to be working. Because the rows are so short, I like to say the rows aloud. That way I don't lose track easily. So that's row 1, row 2, three, 4, 5. I'm just knitting every row to create garter ridges. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, as a special tip, I'm going to ask you if your pattern has suggested that you use 10 rows to create your garter tab. I'm actually going to say, as a bonus, go ahead and work 2 additional rows. This will make picking up stitches along the edge of your garter tab so much easier. So if your pattern asks you to work 6 rows, go ahead and sneak in an extra 2 and work 8. If your pattern asks you to work 10 rows, sneak in an extra 2 and work 12. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to work row 11. And then row 12. All right, now I have created my garter tab cast on, and you can see the garter ridges running horizontally. We're going to turn the garter tab 90 degrees so that the garter ridges are now running vertically, and we have purl bumps along the top edge of that garter tab. My pattern asks me to pick up 5 stitches along the top edge of the garter tab. That's because I originally worked 10 rows according to the pattern. 10 rows will give us 5 ridges, which means that we'll have 5 stitches to pick up along this edge. Now you've worked 2 bonus rows, but for now we're going to focus on just picking up 5 stitches. We're going to identify the purl bumps at the top of the garter tab. We have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So starting at this 5th stitch, we're going to pick up, putting our left needle in from left to right, we're going to insert that into 5 of those purl bumps so that we can easily pick up 5 stitches along the top edge of our garter tab. We're going to just knit across those stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We now have 8 stitches on our needles. The next step in the garter tab is to pick up 3 stitches along your original cast on edge. Finding 3 stitches along the original cast on edge can be very tricky, and that's why we did our 2 bonus rows. We're going to start by inserting our left hand needle into that final purl bump before we turn to the cast on edge. We're going to just go ahead and knit that. So now instead of picking up 3 stitches along this cast on edge, we only need to pick up 2. We'll get our tail out of the way. And if this really bothers you, you can go ahead and sew this in before you do this next step. I like to wait until after I've picked up all my stitches and I've worked a little ways into my project. We're going to turn our work 90 degrees again so that the cast on edge is at the top of our work. And now we are going to pick up 2 stitches from this tiny little edge here. And you can pick up stitches pretty much anywhere along this edge. Just make sure you get 2 on your needles. Get that tail out of the way. He likes to jump in, make trouble. Great. And now I have picked up all the stitches I need to start either my cowl or my shawl. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 stitches on my needles, and that is the garter tab cast on. I hope that you enjoyed the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching.